Prepare to be stunned as we uncover the shocking revelation that has sent shockwaves around the world. In a recent event, the coronation of King Charles III, a startling claim emerged. Could King Charles be the long-awaited Antichrist? So, join us in this video as we delve into the extraordinary revelation and explore its implications for the world. The Antichrist, as mentioned in Christian beliefs, refers to individuals who are prophesied to oppose Jesus Christ and try to take his place before his second coming. The term Antichrist appears in the New Testament, specifically in the 1st and 2nd Epistle of John, and it refers to those who deny the Father and the Son. In the Gospels, Jesus warns his disciples about false prophets claiming to be Christ, performing impressive miracles. Other references to the Antichrist include the little horn in Daniel's vision, the man of sin in Paul the Apostle's 2nd epistle to the Thessalonians, and the beast of the sea in the book of the Revelation. Christian views on Antichrist. According to Roman Catholic teachings, priests are not allowed to predict or announce a specific time for the arrival of the Antichrist. The Church believes that it will face challenges before the second coming of Jesus. One of these challenges, known as the mystery of iniquity, is seen as a religious deception. It involves Christians being tempted with false solutions to their problems at the cost of turning away from their faith. The Church warns that the greatest religious deception will be when the Antichrist presents himself as a Messiah, leading people to glorify themselves instead of God and Jesus. The Church identifies certain beliefs and movements, like millenarianism and secular messianism, as examples of this deceptive ideology. Various popes have spoken about the Antichrist and the dangers associated with him. Pope Pius IX mentioned that Satan disguises the Antichrist as Christ. Pope Pius X stated that the Antichrist claims to be God and replaces him. Pope John Paul II highlighted the danger of theological pursuits divorced from a life of holiness and service to Christ. Pope Benedict XVI associated violence with the Antichrist, emphasizing its role as a tool used by him. Pope Francis warned against turning the Christian faith into mere ideology, stating that those who become ideologues of faith align themselves with the Antichrist. Pope Francis also mentioned that the Antichrist must appear before the final resurrection and referred to the evil spirit mentioned in 1 John chapter 4 verse 6 as the Antichrist. He further stated that anyone who denies that the criteria of Christian love are rooted in the incarnation of Jesus is aligning themselves with the Antichrist. Eastern Orthodox. Throughout history, some leaders in the Eastern Orthodox Church have associated the Roman Catholic papacy with the Antichrist. They have expressed their belief that heretics and schismatics, including Catholics, need to be rebaptized to be accepted into the Church. They consider the Pope to be an embodiment of the Antichrist, claiming that he has placed himself above God and is infallible. In a Christmas interview in 2018, Patriarch Kirill of Moscow expressed his concerns about the dangers posed by the internet and technology. He warned that the Antichrist could potentially control humanity through a centralized global web. Furthermore, he emphasized the importance of avoiding addiction and enslavement to these technological devices, urging people to remain free and not succumb to vices like alcohol, drugs, or excessive use of gadgets. These views from certain leaders in the Eastern Orthodox Church highlight their perspective on the Antichrist and their concerns regarding the influence of the Roman Catholic papacy and the potential dangers associated with modern technology. Old Believers and the Age of Enlightenment. During the 17th century, after Patriarch Nikon of Moscow reformed the Russian Orthodox Church, many Old Believers believed that Peter the Great, the Tsar of the Russian Empire, was the Antichrist. They held this belief because Peter changed the Orthodox Church, which they saw as undermining its authority and requiring clergy to conform to secular standards. Among the Old Believers, there are two understandings of the Antichrist. Some believe in a literal interpretation, where the Antichrist will be a specific person ruling for a period of 3.5 years at the end of times. Others see the Antichrist as a spiritual force, ruling through heretical institutions and individuals. They believe that the true priesthood is lacking in the world due to the influence of the Antichrist. However, due to the Age of Enlightenment in the 18th century, the concept of the Antichrist declined in mainstream Western churches. This was due to the efforts of enlightened rulers who sought to remove what they considered to be mythical or folk elements from Christianity. As a result, discussions about the Antichrist became less common in official religious contexts. The massive event, King Charles III's coronation. In a recent event, the world witnessed the official revelation of the Antichrist. It all began after the passing of Queen Elizabeth II, when her son, Prince Charles, was declared the new King of England, known as King Charles III. During his proclamation ceremony, he pledged to protect the Church in Scotland as part of their customary procedure for incoming monarchs. The history of Christianity in England is quite complex, often straying from the teachings of Jesus. Political games were played throughout different periods, resulting in banishments, beheadings, and the burning of religious opponents. Threats and intimidation were rampant, and tolerance was scarce among those in power. To understand why King Charles III signed a document affirming the Church of Scotland's sovereignty, let's take a look back at King Charles I and King Charles II. Charles I, who followed King James I, the one behind the King James Bible, fiercely opposed any resistance to the state church, particularly from the Scots. Although various factors led to his downfall, he was eventually charged with treason and executed. Later, Charles II assumed the English throne and earned the nickname Merry Monarch due to his carefree lifestyle. He targeted believers, including those in Scotland and Ireland, who desired their churches to be free from government control. Puritans, who aimed to purify the Church of England, suffered greatly during this time. The Church of Scotland, which sought autonomy based on a Presbyterian system of governance, also faced significant challenges. How does the event serve as the revelation of the Antichrist to the world? Why is Charles III considered an Antichrist? The recent event revealing the Antichrist has sparked believers' discussion about how to respond. In addition, the coronation of King Charles III, where he pledged to protect Protestantism against Catholicism, has raised concerns. However, it also presents a unique chance to spread the gospel's message to the world. The world has always been fascinated by royalty, and a coronation is when the church officially acknowledges the king's reign. In the case of King Charles III, he became the King of England when his mother, Queen Elizabeth, passed away. Therefore, the coronation ceremony solidifies his position and is a significant event. The situation parallels our anticipation of Jesus' second coming. Jesus is already the King of the world since his ascension, but we are waiting for the day when his reign will be universally recognized, just like a coronation. As believers, we are called to honor our earthly kings, even if they are flawed, as scripture commands. King Charles has gained popularity since Queen Elizabeth's death and will be celebrated by world leaders at the coronation. However, some people have labeled King Charles as the Antichrist. The Antichrist is often associated with being a man of lawlessness. It is argued that King Charles fits this description since he is above the law. Nevertheless, we should be cautious about such theories and instead focus on spreading the gospel. The coronation presents a remarkable opportunity for churches to reach millions of people. Many are excited about distributing gospel tracts during this event, hoping to make a positive impact. While we should not worship the King, we can use this moment to share the good news of Jesus Christ. As believers, our hearts should be excited at the prospect of unity for the gospel's sake. Instead of getting caught up in speculation and fear, let us embrace this occasion as a chance to proclaim the truth and reach those who need to hear it. So, this event has sparked discussions about the revelation of the Antichrist. What do you think of this event? Did this serve as a revelation of the Antichrist to the world? Comment below your views and make sure to subscribe for more such videos.